What's up, guys? It's your boy, Zach Evnish here. In this video, I want to talk to you guys how you can get bigger arms just through calisthenics. And I have a couple famous sayings: calisthenics for life, and sometimes you got to train like you're an inmate, prison strong. So in this video, we're going to teach you how to use body weight only to get bigger arms. Here we go.
For me, is I'm building athletes. I'm building athleticism.
These kids got to put on muscles.
First exercise you can't go wrong with: push-ups. No equipment required at all. And I tell athletes, high school athletes, I say it should be normal activity for you to do 100 a day. You should wake up and do push-ups, come home from school and do push-ups. Do push-ups before you go to bed. They're excellent. They keep the shoulders healthy because you get scapula movement, and they work the trunk, or a common buzzword, the core. So number one, high rep push-ups. Okay, high reps has to be, 20 or more. Notice my body is in a straight line, and I'm gonna have a nice rhythm pumping these out, okay? Number two, next one that you wanna do, close grip push-ups. Some people call them diamond push-ups. They're gonna work your abs much harder. These take more strength because it's a more challenging position. So if you're doing these and your stomach is sagging, your core is sagging, no good. Lock in your trunk, keep your back flat, and if you're not ready to do them for high reps, do them for low reps or just hold the position. So isometric hold, okay? This is where we start. Body stays straight, full lockout. Push through the floor and don't let your shoulders sag, okay? I'm bringing the lower chest to the hands. Push through, push through, okay? That's number two. Now, if you've been following me for a while, many years ago, I took a sick day from work and I traveled to East Jersey State Prison, also known as Rahway State Prison. That's where they filmed the movie Lockup. I interviewed the inmates. One of the people I worked with, her stepdad was a lieutenant and worked with the lifers. So I interviewed the lifers, and this one group of guys, they were locked up since I believe the 70s. They had been part of the early days boxing team. There was no boxing team anymore. But they were waking up still mid-40s, early 50s, doing 250 push-ups before breakfast, before chow. They did 5 sets of 50. Close grip, regular, like I just showed you. Third one that they were big fans of, they put their feet up on the toilet or feet up on the bunk beds. This one is much harder. I love this variation. Your shoulders and chest gets hit much differently. And when you do them, same thing. Keep your trunk, keep your core locked in. A lot of people start sagging and you take away the real power of a push-up, which is turning it into a full body exercise, okay? Next one I'm gonna show you is the more advanced version, which would be clapping push-ups or plyometric push-ups. These you're gonna do for low reps. 3 to 6 reps is normal. Some of you who are very powerful, sets of 8 to 10. Okay, so up fast. All right, next exercise, pushing movement, dips. My friend Marty Gowden calls these squats for the upper body. These are tremendous. If you don't have a dip bar, you gotta go to a park or playground and hopefully find a set of parallel bars. Other option is to take 2 barbells and put them inside of a squat rack. I mean, I've seen people get very creative. They've put up ladders in between staircases. There's many ways to do it. Boxes elevated, but Here you go, parallel bar dips. Now, the range of motion is going to depend on your shoulder health. Some people feel good with a deep stretch. Some people just go to 90. I love these, but I also want to say this. I am cautious with these at the middle school level because of the connective tissue still developing on middle school and high school. Not even middle school, my bad, high school athletes. Middle school kids don't do these. They might fear like this pulling around their sternum, and that's because the ribs and the cartilage are still growing, expanding, connecting. So if it hurts, we don't do it. Real simple rule. Okay, so we're gonna jump up, get locked in, get down to 90 or slightly below, lock them out. Dips, or the squats for the upper body. Next exercise we're going to do is skull crushers. You're going to feel these tremendously in the trunk. So it's a trunk stabilizer, which makes your back strong. The higher up the hands, the easier it is. Okay, so this is pretty easy. I'm going to drop them a little bit, inch the feet back, elbows come in, lock them out. It's still too easy. Now we're going to get low. We're going to move back, elbows in. And then the next variation, rings. You could use 2 rings or 1. The further out you go, the harder it is. So I'm going to push these rings away. Push them away. Next variation, just use 1 of the rings. And again, a lot of abs, lats, shoulders, but primarily triceps. Okay, get out front, push it away from you. All right, and because some of you, or a lot of you, won't have rings, we'll set it up with the barbell and show you what that looks like. This is a little bit high up. Usually want a little bit lower, but if you've never done these, it's good to start above the waistline with the barbell, okay? Make sure your grip is even. Move back as much as you want, a challenge to be. Now we're gonna go under and push. Now, when I go under, it's hard. Take it to the forehead. Sometimes call them headbangers. Now, I just want to show you another option. A lot of you don't have it, but you know, could be some college coaches watching or you garage gym guys. So Bill Gillespie, world record holder in the bench press, he said when they were done benching, they would do 10, 15, 20 sets of 20 reps of these bodyweight skull crushers. So you have different grips here. He said we just come elbows in and extend. He said just kind of pump them out like a piston. And take a little closer grip. So it's triceps. It's not chest press. Okay, elbows in. Further away, I'm gonna get under it. And those are awesome. And you know, the first time I saw these was on outtakes from Pumping Iron called Raw Iron. You see Arnold doing dips behind the back and then doing these bodyweight skull crushers. And then of course, the guys who I interviewed in prison, they did all arms inside their cell. So they would do this on the bottom of a bunk or the toilet. The toilet was used for extensions, behind the back dips. Behind the back dips could be tough on the shoulders. And it's interesting that I didn't hear of these shoulder injuries when I was talking to the guys in prison. But when I speak to, you know, modern man, there's so many injuries we have, and I think it's because we're not really physically hardened. We're not physically active enough. One of my favorite exercises, started doing these age 13, is pull-ups. And I got really good at pull-ups when I had no gym to go to. I spent a month in Israel with my grandparents, and there's no gym. But there was a school a couple blocks away. So every other day, I would jog to that school, and they had pull-up bars, and I would always do 20 sets of pull-ups. The first 10 sets were overhand, and then the next 10 sets were different grips every set. And when I got good, before I left, the first set was always 20 reps. And I was always able to do over 20 reps, even when I weighed 225, until I had a shoulder injury through wrestling and a shoulder surgery. But even to this day, I'm 47, I can do double-digit pull-ups. So, different pull-ups. Your strongest position is going to be neutral grip, okay? Jump up, pull, and stretch. Now, don't arch. I want you to keep your abs locked. Hollow position. And stretch. I like to get that hang in the bottom to promote full range. Newer athletes, as they get fatigued, they start half-repping it, or 3/4, then half reps. We want the body to be strong through all ranges of motion. In here, I set up weight storage holders for our pull-up bars, so I have a thicker grip, which I love to work with. Okay, so if you could work with a thicker grip, you're definitely going to have an added benefit to the forearms. All right, kids, check it out here. Different grips for pull-ups, overhand, neutral, and 45 degree. Your overhand grip is going to be the hardest. So my advice on pull-ups is, if you're always maxing out, your technique kind of goes crappy and your speed slows down. So I like to go a little bit less on the intensity as I've gotten older and just quality, quality, quality. Okay, overhand grip. Stretch. And then hang a little bit at the end. Let the shoulders open up. Okay, various grips. You've seen me do pull-ups before. We did a Grease the Groove video with rings, and any grip is good. Mix it up, keeps the wrists, elbows, and shoulders healthy, okay? If you're constantly overdoing the same grip, you're gonna have joint aches and pains. Take a little break, and we're coming back to the weighted calisthenics. Okay, each chain is 20 or 22 pounds. I like to cross them because if you hang them from the neck, they can bounce around and take your teeth out. And I explain to the kids, like, who's gonna go to the prom with you when you don't have teeth? They say nobody. Okay, so we got a good crisscross position. We're gonna go with the weighted push-ups. For weighted bodyweight exercises, on push-ups, you know, I don't wanna go lower than 5. On pull-ups, we could do 1 rep max on them if you want. Go down carefully so the chains don't slide off. Set up, hands right underneath you. Fingers spread out a little bit, lock the abs. Good range of motion, push through. Then we go over to the weighted pull-ups. I came across an old video of mine, and I was doing 1 rep pull-ups with, I think, 88 or 106 pounds. So you don't want to jump up with these. They'll take your teeth out. I'm married, you know, so there's not a good chance that my wife will be like, oh, no teeth, it's over. All right, when you're handsome, you're good, teeth or not. So you want to climb up. Here we go, kids. Take this grip. Right. Oosh. Oosh. Right. And then when you land, I know I get crazy on that stuff, absorb it. Land in a squat. Don't land stiff leg. I've heard enough horror stories of people injuring their knees. So I think we gave you 9 exercises to grow the arms, but it's really 9 exercises to build your upper body. Calisthenics keep you young. We got a great program out there, by the way, all body weight. bodyweightbodybuilding.com. This bodyweight series we showed you would be great for athletes, great for men over 35, 40. It's great for everybody. Calisthenics is great for the world. What's going on, team? Zach Evanish here from the Manasquan Underground Strength Gym. Thank you for following, watching, subscribing, and supporting all the videos I put out. I want to give you some information on ways that you could follow through and take it the next step. We've got many links below in the info section of every YouTube video. We've got things like the Underground Strength Academy, which is my membership site, which has been growing strong since February of 2005. There are thousands of videos, whether it's seminars that were recorded, training footage, behind the scenes video footage from the underground. I'm talking about videos and underground strength movies that are 20 to 30 minutes in length. Pretty much all my training courses are in there, audio interviews for strength coaches on training and business. It's just packed. We've also got the certifications, underground strength coach certification or the SSPC certification, which is the strength and sports performance coach certification. Last but not least, if you just want the training, go with Gladiator Strong or any of my standalone training programs linked below in my store. Gladiator Strong is on Train Heroic, and like I said, all the links are below. Appreciate you coming through and watching me from wherever you are in the world. Drop a comment on this video. Let me know where you're watching from. Love to hear from you. And again, much respect. Keep kicking ass, taking names. No easy day. Boom.